Let's now move on to our final main topic today. Chris, what is our final main topic today?
This is from Doug Miller. We all know Rob is murder kittens to see a Moon Knight movie, and I can't help but wonder if we didn't just get a hint that it might actually happen.
Murder kittens.
Murder kittens.
I've never heard that before.
Saw on Twitter that both Kevin Smith, who we know is close to the MCU, and the Russo brothers, have just said that Keanu Reeves should be Moon Knight. Now, we know Reeves has been talking with Feige, and who's closer to the MCU than the Russos? So, is it safe to assume that Reeves will in fact play Moon Knight? Thank you. Rob, you're so murder kittens for this. First of all, stop murdering kittens.
Never do that.
Are you excited about Keanu potentially playing Moon Knight?
Here's the thing. You know what? Everyone knows I want a Moon Knight movie. Everyone knows I love Moon Knight. But I love classical Moon Knight, the Doug Mensch, Bill Sienkiewicz version of Moon Knight, where Moon Knight has multiple. He's cab driver Jake Lockley, sort of the Bruce Wayne-esque Mark Spector, and Moon Knight himself, and Stephen Grant. So he's got these... Moon Knight has to be younger. Keanu Reeves is in his 50s. I love Keanu Reeves. But if you're going to make 3 Moon Knight movies, and hopefully he'll be in the Avengers or the West Coast Avengers if they do that, you got to have somebody younger play Moon Knight. Somebody in their late 20s or early 30s so we can get 3 or 4 movies out of them. I love Keanu Reeves, but I just think he's too old to play the Moon Knight that I want to see.
Well, I mean, and there's a couple things you got to keep in mind here, too. Number one, while there are headlines going around saying Keanu Reeves may play Moon Knight, the reality is it's specifically this, that during an interview, Kevin Smith was talking to the Russo brothers. Keanu Reeves came up, who we all know has been in the news recently because he's confirmed that he and Kevin Feige have talked, and Feige's confirmed that he's, on a number of occasions, talked to Keanu Reeves. They want to find a place for him. And Kevin Smith said, you know who that dude should play? Moon Knight. And then the Russo brothers go, that's right on the money. I mean, that's really all that was said. But it's kind of worth discussing at least because we know Kevin Feige does want him in the MCU. They are running out of characters to give him unless they want to make him a mutant now at some point and all that kind of stuff. You're right. He's in his 50s at this point. He is. But his body forgot to keep aging at 42.
I know.
I mean, we just keep forgetting. This dude does not look all that different than he did in the first Matrix movie. If you shave off the gray, a little bit the gray in his beard, you shave that off. He doesn't look too different. I don't know. I think they could pull it off. But Rob, let me ask you this. As a guy who's more of a Moon Knight aficionado, were they to go with the Keanu Reeves, is there a way to approach the Moon Knight story where Keanu Reeves' age becomes less of an issue, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, if they go with a more modern take where Moon Knight's basically insane, they could do that. It would really depend, because I think the Moon Knight that I fell in love with is very different from the Moon Knight that we have now in the comics. The Moon Knight that I loved was basically, and the creators will admit this, he was kind of a Batman ripoff. He really was. And what made him different, what I loved, is that he had these, well, they later made it literal, but he had multiple identities, multiple secret identities. That when he was a cab driver, that allowed him to have his ears to the streets to hear what was going on. So it was very different. And it really depends on which incarnation of Moon Knight they go with. And if they went with the more modern incarnation where his personality, his fractured personality makes him pretty insane, Keanu Reeves, I think, would be better suited to that version of Moon Knight. The more Batman-esque version, probably somebody younger.
All right, guys. Well, the question is, it's all theorizing at this point, but let's ask. If it were to happen and a Keanu Reeves were to become a Moon Knight, is that something you'd be down for? Or do you think you'd rather see John Wick himself play a different character in the MCU? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know what you guys think. Okay. With all